Childhood Jesus 26 Did the Word incarnate to save us or to fulfill His creation? Did the eternal Word incarnate to save us or then to fulfill, to perfect His creation? I must first say that this question, which is put in the Church to the Catholic faith, is not regulated by the magisterium, and therefore that the debate is entirely free and that the two opinions can coexist completely. And I would like to present both opinions. The first, which is a minority, was carried at one time by the great theologian John Scott, who said that even if there had not been original sin, the Word anyway, in order to give to the fullness of the man, that also means to sensibility, the union with his divinity would have become man. He ended by making himself man, so I would say not only his creation but also the union between man and God. This hypothesis was also taken up in the 20th century by a theologian like Teilhard de Chardin, who told him, he would have been the summit of evolution, he would have completed the evolution, because God would have become man. And then there is the other opinion, which is largely in the majority, which is that of most great doctors of the Church, who say that if there had not been original sin, the man would simply have obeyed God and then he would have entered the beatific vision. But in the beatific vision we see God directly in His essence. We would therefore see the Word without any intermediary created. And so, the incarnation would have been useless. And in fact, in heaven, in the beatific vision, we can say that even for us now we will understand more in seeing the divinity of Christ, His humanity, than the opposite, namely, seeing as on earth His humanity, we understand His divinity. So what is the truth? How to slice? I can only give my opinion to me. My opinion is that it is indispensable, obviously indispensable for our salvation, that God be made man to save us, given original sin. I would say that His death on the cross is the best way to show us this time in a definitive way, that the trials we are aiming for on earth are not the doing of a God who wants to crush us but of a God who shapes our heart because it is necessary. The proof that it is not to dominate us is that He wanted to live this same passion and all the sufferings that we can live except sin. So it is certain that from a point of view of necessity concerning us, the incarnation serves our redemption. And now there is a second aspect that must be considered. This is the free aspect, I would say free of charge even compared to us. That means it would not be useful to us basically, but it's wonderful. By this I mean that we must understand that we are not pure spirits so made to see God face to face. We have also, in eternity, we will find our body, our sensibility, and I would say, while God could be enough for us, the beatific vision by possessing it one is blessed, so we need nothing else. We do not even need the next one. And yet, God fills our entire being with all that is possible to fill us. The presence of the neighbor, the beauty of the Virgin Mary, the beauty of the saints, I would say the beauty of the angels who are contemplated purely spiritually. But there is also a physical world adapted to this glorious body. So, we cannot even imagine the things He is preparing, which will be adapted to our whole being. Our sense of sight will therefore see sensible things because we are sentient beings, even though our mind will see God face to face. Well, I would say that, therefore, even if it is not fundamentally useful, by knowing a little bit about God's behavior, we can either follow John Scott's opinion and say that, in heaven, we will see the Word in His dignity directly and that nothing prevents our sensitivity, even if we had not sinned, to see it also in its glorious and marvelous humanity. It wouldn't note anything, I know it, but it's like a gesture of delicacy that I imagine very well God can do. We are no longer here obviously, in the order of necessity. We are in order, I would say, of gratuitousness, of love which finds all that little delicacies, in addition, even useless delicacies. It's a bit like a husband when he loves his wife with all his heart, he obviously does for her what is necessary, what she needs, so not only the food, the drink, to show her his love, that it is obvious. But in addition he adds freebies, gratuities that are useless in itself. Everything is shown, such as a small flower on the table that comes when it does not expect. Such is God.